All right, you guys, what up, people? You know, this is Gangsta Holistic. I am your health and wellness advocate and author, Jay Allen. And this is Gangsta with My Health. You know, we got another special guest in the building.
Yes, it is I, Grasshopper the Griot. And I'm happy to be on this show today. Me and Jay Allen go way back, to Universal Radio. We had some wonderful dialogues with some of the most preeminent scholars throughout the world, man. And we also had a divine union as well. So I'm happy to be back rekindling this friendship, this fellowship, and this divine brotherhoodship. You know what I mean? I'm definitely happy to be here. I'm just going to share some things of how I got gangster with my health. And I think that it would be a great benefit to all who is listening. You know what I mean?
It will.
Yes, indeed. So I'm going to get right into it. First of all, let's break down some terms for a minute. Gangsta Holistic. And I think everybody should be a part of the Gangsta Holistic movement. Brother Jay Allen has a book out that's definitely apropos to really help you to reach your highest and greatest self on this ensemble that we call life. So Gangsta Holistic, let's break down these two terms. Gangster, for the most part, has negative connotations attached to it. Violence, crime, bullyism, stuff of that magnitude. But when you look at it from an abstract perspective, gangster pretty much means to be aggressive, means a person's going to get what they want to get, regardless of what it takes for them to get what they want to get over, to succeed, So when you look at gangster from that perspective, it might not be that bad placed in its proper context. Now let's move over to holistic. What is holistic? Holistic basically means something that's intimately interconnected together. It's whole. And we talk about holistic, we talk about from the physical perspective, not just physical perspective. We're talking about from the holistic perspective, being spiritually connected to the sovereign being, being mentally sharp and aware to what's going on in your environment, and being physically prepared internally and externally. So that's a real trinity. So when you look at gangsta holistic, it simply means being a go-getter as it relates to your holistic health, reaching your highest and greatest good and reaching your highest and greatest self from a spiritual, mental, and physical expression on this ensemble. So we call that in the Kemetic terminology, Ankh Uja Saner. It means health, prosperity, and strength. And when you're a go-getter, gangster, you're going to go after it, and you're going to make sure that your health, your holistic, the overall totality of your being is going to be righteous and A1. That's gangsta holistic.
Hey, man. He broke it down, okay? Hey, y'all going to get the teachers tonight, okay? Now, look, let me say this. So really, people out there, if you don't know this brother, this is Brother Grasshopper. This is a very powerful brother right here, okay? And like I said, I'm elated that he's on the show. And like he gonna show you how he got gangster with his health. He's been through some things just like we all have, right? And we all here kind of like sharing our experiences in order to help each other. All right, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and roll into your thing, man.
Thank you very much. Yes, thank you for the wonderful words as well, too.
You too.
Yeah, so let me tell you something. I didn't fall down from heaven. I rose up from the bowels of hell to really get into a gangster holistic life. And let me be the first to say, man, I'm from Southern California, like you are, Jay Allen, and I was kind of different. I was born in Chicago, raised in Southern California, but ironically, I wasn't never really a heavy weed smoker. I kind of like went beyond that, I guess. But I did do some other substances. I took a pool party, and those on the West Coast, a pool party means I messed with the sherm. I wasn't a sherm head, but I did hit the stick of a couple of occasions. Black and Miles. I really didn't do the cigarettes. It wasn't the cigarettes. I was in the Black and Miles. That's called the ghetto cigars, if you don't know what Black and Miles is. So I was in the Black and Miles. I did, the mileage. I tasted that on a few occasions as well. But my main substance was that liquid drug, that alcohol. And to be honest with you, I got started drinking not super early, but early enough, like in my preteens. And let me tell you this right here. For me, when it comes to alcohol substance that I indulged in, I didn't start off with drinking a beer. I went to the hard stuff right away. I recall my first alcohol substance was wine. It was silver satin. You know what I mean? I took that down with a neighborhood wino. You know, I was ditching school. Took that down. You know, and then my family, they would come from drinkers. You know what I mean? And I remember one time when I was a youngster. No, I take that back. It wasn't wine. It wasn't wine that I drunk first. It was when I was at this party. I think it's my uncle or cousin. One of them was at a house party. You know how your cousins be having you do all stupid stuff. I'll give him a taste. Have you seen
I know, yeah.
Give him a taste. See how you see how I like it. So my cousin's like, yeah, let me see if you like it. I think it was Hennessy or something. He said, gave me some Hennessy, and I started like my face like, what the hell? Like, you know, it's nasty, you know what I mean? They started laughing and giggling and everything. Okay. And I think that was my first rites of passage into alcoholism was that, you know what I mean? Then, like I said, the silver satin, then like the Hennessy, you know, I'm a big Tupac fan still to this day. And when I was a teenager, if you recall, when Tupac went to death row, he got to prison, him and Snoop Dogg had a St. Ives commercial. And that was my first brew I drank. St. Ives. I didn't do the OD. I drank St. Ives because I love Tupac Shakur. So that was my first brew I drank there, you know. And yeah, man, me just drinking the alcohol, man, it really was it was a process to that because, like I said, when I drunk the silver satin, when I drunk some Hennessy, Tanqueray is the first alcohol called on Earl, you know, when I threw up and everything. Mm-hmm. I said, I never drink again. This feels terrible, you know. But somehow when that, you know, that, I don't know, that terrible hangover feeling wears off, you know, when you feel rejuvenated, you want to go ahead and get it again because the body is a beautiful piece of machinery, man. Addictions are very strong, man. And I do know that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, but the flesh ain't no joke, man. It's really serious, no. So we got to take it into
real quick. Let me just interject real quick because I know your queen deals a lot with like the brain and stuff like that. This week we talking about dopamine, right?
Okay.
We're talking about that feel good neurotransmitter. So, you know, alcohol and we talking about drugs and things like that. That's that feel good, you know, that but it's a temporary. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's temporary, and you want to get back to that feeling, man. You just want to feel good, leave reality. Now, that's a good point you brought up because for me, when I was drinking, let me give you this. This elderly dude, he gave me a little game on how to drink. You know what I mean? He said, listen, youngster, don't drink on an empty stomach. Make sure you eat food, in particular bread, to soak it up. And he also told me when you're drinking alcohol, hard liquor, you know what I mean? Tanquerays, the Seagram gins, the brandies, the Cognac, the Hennessy, you know, the hard stuff, right? Mm-hmm. He said, you sip. You don't do that white boy, when she taking shots, is white boy stuff. You don't do no white take shots. You sip. And I pretty much became what they call a functioning alcoholic for so many years that people didn't even know I was drinking because he also told me, you know, put the mouthwash in first before you drink the alcohol and then put some more after because that way it'll merge together where they won't be able to really tell the difference. You know what I mean? If you put it in after, alcohol's already in your system and they'll be able to tell it. So you got to it's all kind of tricks he showed me, man. So I really use those to my advantage, man. And it kind of worked for a while though, man, but it still caused me to have blackouts from time to time. And that's very important, you know, because
I recall. Let me ask you this, Grass. Have you ever passed off from being drunk?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That happened to me one time, man. I fell on a coffee table and I split the top of my eye open, man.
Man.
And trying to be He-Man with some vodka. It was some vodka, yeah.
You did a vodka, the Russian drink. Yeah, man. I definitely passed out. I didn't get injured passing out because see one thing I kind of was budgeting my alcohol.
Okay.
Ism, if you want to say it like that. I didn't really go to the club, the bar, it costs too much. Now, I did frequently go there, but I would like to get faded before I go to the place, be ready, because I don't want to spend all that money, man, you know. So I'll be when I'm looking at Thursday, when the mailman come with the discounts on certain liquor, grocery stores or convenience stores, I'm looking out for discounts on food. I'm looking for discounts on alcohol, where I'm going to go to Rite Aid, where I'm going to go to, CVS, I'm going to go to Food for Less to find the best deal. So when I was getting faded, I'll be mostly in my house or somewhere where I know I won't be able to get into no trouble. You know what I mean? So I was kind of smart in that aspect when it came to drinking. And yes, I passed out. I recall when I was drinking this Tanqueray, taking it straight, you know, and I was on my front porch and I realized I was drinking it and it was night. And before I knew it, it was daylight before I knew it. You know, that's passed out right then. It was daylight. You know what I mean? So I passed out, but luckily I wasn't out and about. But even that, you can still do things at your home too, though. And let me tell you, I wasn't no, what do you call it, belligerent alcoholic. You know, I wasn't women or doing all, get that liquid courage when fight and everything. Nah, I was, like I said, my great grandfather, peace be to his name, he was an alcoholic, and my mom used to say he used to come home every day, drink his brandy, smoke his pipe, and you wouldn't even know he was drunk, man. You know what I mean? But he did it every day to where he died from cirrhosis of the liver. You know what I mean? So he was a functioning alcoholic, and those would be the dangerous ones. You know what I mean? The ones not just drinking to have fun, or not just drinking to feel good, but to drink to leave reality. You know what I mean? And you become immune to it, to where you don't even know you really faded. So I had those situations as well from the house.